So our next guest, we're going to go right into, instead of taking a break, but we'll have a break after. And so we had planned to have Diego Gutierrez Zaldivar, if I'm pronouncing that all correctly, the co-founder and CEO of RSK and IB Labs here today. And unfortunately, he was not able to make it. However, we are very lucky to have with us Gabriel Kurman in his BitGive shirt. I love it. Gabriel is also a co-founder of RSK. He is their master advocate and spokesperson as well. Gabriel and I met back in 2015 in Mexico City at the Latin American Bitcoin Conference. You might be noticing a trend here that I meet a lot of folks in Latin American conferences. When they were first introducing RSK to the world. Gabriel is a man with a very genuine heart and a passion for leveraging this technology to help others. He's here to share his thoughts with us today on how Bitcoin is the foundation to enable transparency and accountability for social impact. You know, this topic is very dear to my heart, so I'm very excited to hear your thoughts on this today. Welcome, Gabriel.
Thank you so much, Connie. Thanks for the invitation. You know, we are all big fans of what you guys are doing, BitGive, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be here. I know Dieguito really wanted to be here. He couldn't make it, and I apologize for some background noise that you might hear. I'm here in the middle of the forest with some people talking close to me, but I really wanted to have the opportunity to present some of the most exciting projects with positive social impact that we are having in the RSK ecosystem. I put a few slides together, so let's see if this works. I'm gonna share my screen, and you let me know if you can see it. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see you on your screen.
And can you see like a green bubble next to me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. Right. So today I wanted to talk briefly about how important transparency is, especially when we are building solutions using our technology that have a social impact. So the first thing that I always like to question myself and encourage different audiences to question is, why is blockchain and Bitcoin revolutionary? Why there are so many people so passionate about this that have a lot of hope that this technology can change things? And I believe that this is the main reason why this is revolutionary. It's because the way it's been built with decentralization in mind and having the user in control of their key, their identity, and their information, is that we can really use this technology to change the world. So it can really shake up the status quo and help us dream in a financial system that is open and available to everyone with equal opportunity. So this is, in my opinion, what makes Bitcoin and blockchain revolutionary, not just a new type of money or quicker, faster transactions. I mean, these are things that might make our lives in this call a little bit easier, but won't really change the kind of society that we're gonna leave behind for future generations. And I think that those of us who have been in the space for so long and have the luxury of being able to be involved in projects that can really drive change, we have the responsibility of doing as much as we can to make this change happen, because it won't happen by itself. We've all seen Black Mirror. We know where this can go perfectly as a global society with the advent of technology, unless we have very stubborn social entrepreneurs willing to use this technology to build something better for future generations. And as you can know, this is kind of the driving force behind RSK. When I mean, the RSK project was born in Latin America, where we have a huge amount of population and banked and excluded not only financially, but this financial exclusion transforms into social and economical exclusion that basically makes half of the world population invisible. And for the traditional financial system, these are just collateral damages. They are not profitable. So, it's not our problem. And I think more and more people are starting to think different. And this is what I love about the blockchain ecosystem. And this is why we've been building this for so many years. And I get really emotional when I see the hardworking people like you, Connie, and all the BitGive team, and so many other projects that could be just enjoying life and doing something else. And every day, a lot of entrepreneurs and idealists just keep on pushing the boundaries to use something useful with this technology. No, the technology is not either good or bad; it's about what we do with it. Um, and especially in this moment that we're living now, because we've been saying this with Connie for the last 7 years, but it's like everything has speed up in the last year. Uh, what we have been suffering in Latin America for the last half century is what now the rest of the world is experiencing with the pandemic and the economic disaster that we are going through right now. And I think on the end, what we have is a complete lack of trust. The trust in the system is completely broken, not only between individuals, but also with our institutions. We live in a world where, regardless what your thoughts are, we kind of have the feeling that we cannot trust our politicians anymore. We cannot trust our health experts on vaccines, on the virus. Who should I trust? We cannot trust the media either. No, everything could be tagged as fake news. It's so difficult to believe, even in our trading partners or the software companies that have been controlling our lives now are selling our information as we were the product. And now, with what happened after the quarantine and pandemic, we cannot trust our central banks either because they are printing money out of thin air, debasing our savings, which is something that we know so well in Argentina and we've known in Latin America. You can ask anyone in Venezuela. But now the US and the rest of the world are suffering from this same broken trust because even those with the responsibility of leading our global society are betraying that trust that was entrusted to them when we decided to hold their currency or use their applications. So we've known since 2015, this is the economist from 2015, that Bitcoin has been built as a trust machine. So I know that many of us in the middle of these crazy times that we're living have a little bit of hope that we know that Bitcoin is there as a safety net, not only to protect individuals to escape from inflation and defend their lifetime savings, but also to keep governments together and as a backbone of the financial system. Because maybe in a couple of years, SWIFT is going to be broken, and you will have to decide whether you want to use the American financial system or the Chinese financial system, or we can have a broken internet with firewalls on both sides and applications that do not run on the other side. And I believe and I have hope that blockchain technology can really build bridges, financial bridges and information bridges to keep us as a global society together beyond the particular interest of our governments or our politicians. And again, as I said before, the main purpose of everything that we do on RSK is to try to leave behind a better world where everyone has the same opportunity to participate. We like to say that we're not building a financial system for the poor, but we are building a financial system that is open to everyone, so efficient and so cheap in terms of cost that everyone can participate and afford to be part of it. Um, so that's why I'm so happy now to share with you some of my favorite use cases in RSK, which are those who are using the technology to improve directly our society and have an impact. Um, of course, BitGive is one of the oldest and most beloved use cases that decided to build on RSK. Uh, it's a transparency and accountability platform. We're super thankful for the trust that BitGive had on us, because we're celebrating now that we have 60% total Bitcoin merge mining secured in RSK. So this is mind-blowing. Half of the total Bitcoin network is securing every smart contract on RSK. But when Connie and the BitGive team decided to build GiveTrack on RSK, that was not the case. They understood and they shared our values and our vision, and why we were building smart contracts on top of Bitcoin. So it was always amazing for us to see the trust that Connie and the team had on RSK, and I think it's the same kind of trust and love that we have for everything that the BitGive team is doing. We also have Blockchain for Humanity, which is another great organization that I'm also part, which is trying to find the best social projects in the space, completely blockchain agnostic, and help them have exposure, visibility, and fundraise. They also created a platform for transparency in donations. So these are one of the use cases that I like the most, as transparency and accountability are critical, especially when you are building solutions that are entrusted to help people that really need this help. It's in everyone's interest to prove that with blockchain technology, these solutions can be 100% transparent, where you can have certainty that the funds that are being raised actually go to the projects. And this is something that does not have any comparison on how other charities work around the world. So I think we should keep on pushing and doing our work that Connie has been doing for the last many years, convincing other charities and other NGOs to adopt blockchain transparency, because we expect that this will encourage more donors and more people getting involved, knowing that they have a direct impact with the money that they are donating. We also have another amazing project that is called Didi. This is an identity project, also built on RSK, which basically allowed people in the slums of Argentina to collect the reputation of the microloans that they were doing to themselves within their families. So in the slums in Argentina, where they have no access to credit, the only way that they can afford when they have an unexpected need of funds is going and getting funds from their family and from their friends. And this is how they've been working for years, but this doesn't give them any credit rating. So there is no reputation that they can build over time, regardless whether they are best at paying their installments. So what Didi did was creating an application where these private rounds can be recorded, where every single participant signing on the blockchain. And now we have microloans banks that are starting to accept the reputation built on these closed loop family loans now to get external funding from third parties. So this is an amazing project. And I think identity will play a key role in social impact solutions in the near future. We also have Circles of Angels and Avaldao. These are use cases focused on warranties and funding. Circles of Angels enables crowdfunding for social impact projects, and Avaldao provides collateral for local producers in the northern part of Argentina willing to take loans, and Avaldao provides the collateral. Another area which is key in terms of blockchain adoption and creating economic and social development through blockchain is education. I always say in my presentations that the best investment that anyone can do in the blockchain space is in education. And I do not know anyone with skills in blockchain technology uh, that doesn't have multiple job opportunities right now. So education is key, and this is what BizBlick does. So they give micro loans and incentives and mentoring to low-income people and teenagers willing to have formal education. So it's an amazing project. And of course, we have La Bitcoineta, which is another project that we love very much, and it's part of La BitConf. Um, for those of you who do not know this project, you can find it as La Bitcoineta in Twitter. And basically, what this minivan does is go to every corner of Latin America, explaining in high schools, in parks, to people on the street what Bitcoin and blockchain are, how they can benefit, how they can start micro saving on this technology, and making this a grassroots movement. You know, even for those who cannot afford going to conferences. Um, so we decided to take the technology to their doorstep, and I think education also is another area where we can do a lot to promote blockchain adoption. We are starting some educational projects in Africa uh, because this revolution, as I said at the beginning, has not been built for us. We're going to be fine. This revolution will only make sense for me and for many of us if it really reaches those we want to let make sure that we reach to every corner of the planet, making people aware of this technology and helping them how to use it. Um, we also have another use case which is related to the environment, to ecology, which is called Activos Marcos Paz. This project has also been developed by Coibanks. What they do, Marcos Paz is a municipality in Argentina. And what they did is that they started incentivizing neighbors for collecting to recycle products. So they started collecting the recycling material, taking them to special places, and they were receiving these Activos Marcos Paz, which had a peg to the Argentine peso, and they would spend those pesos in different stores and mini markets. So it's another way where the municipality started creating a positive social development because there was like additional funding for the neighbors to start spending that could only be spent in the stores on that municipality, but at the same time, helping us and creating the economic incentives for them to promote the recycling of toxic materials. And to finalize, I wanted to say this phrase that um, it's one of my favorites from Spider-Man. I think we are in a very unique, lucky position because of in the industry we are, because we understand how this technology can really drive change that most people still haven't realized. And I think this great power gives us a great responsibility. If you come across blockchain technology and you decide to only care about the speculative part of it, or you only want to do something to make wealthy people wealthier, uh, that's okay. I don't have anything against that, but I don't think that is revolutionary. I think the real revolution of this technology is if we use it to break the rules and to build a system that is better and more fair from the one that is falling apart right in front of our eyes right now. So I would like to finalize by congratulating you, Connie, and the whole BitGive team, and all these other projects that I mentioned, and many more that are being built in other blockchains or across the ecosystem, because we need many more of these projects, because we need to show regulators and people around the world why this technology is revolutionary. We need to let them understand that this technology can really make a change in our society. And it's not about whether we're going to make it or not. It's the best way that I find to spend my life and my time. is just driving this dream forward. So thank you very much for everything you are doing, and I'm a big fan of BitGive and the whole ecosystem.
Thank you. We're big fans of you as well. So Gabriel's been joining us all the way from Uruguay. I should have mentioned that earlier when you started. Quite a distance that we have him joining us from. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughtful points today. I think it's really important to think about where we are today and how this technology can truly shift forward things in a much more positive way. We're very proud partners with RSK, as you mentioned, very proud to have used their technology when we built GiveTrack on top of the Bitcoin blockchain. And also just have to say, I have always loved La Bitcoinetta, but one of the highlights of my time with BitGive was joining the crew for a day in Buenos Aires. And we went and we planted trees, which was tying back my whole former career, something that's very dear to me that I worked on for many years, which was environmental work and urban forestry. So it was just a very special experience. So thank you so much for being with us today. I know it was probably a last minute change for you with Diego not being able to make it, and I really appreciate your thoughts and you being with us.
I was very lucky. I was very lucky that Dieguito couldn't make it, so I had the chance to be here with you today. So thank you very much again for inviting us, for trusting us, and to the audience. If anyone is working on any social impact project, if they are interested in building or receiving any help from RSK, let us know. These are the kind of projects that we love helping and pushing forward and making sure that they are built on RSK, enjoying Bitcoin security, and we will do as much as we can to help you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Gabriel, and send our to Diego as well.
I will do. Thanks.
Take care.